Okay, in this module, I'm going to tell you why it is in your best interest to learn this. I'm going to repeat this again. You have to learn this. I'm going to repeat this again. You have to learn this. I will repeat this again. You have to fucking learn this. And the reason why I'm passionate about this and telling you this is because I already know over the next 20 years, shit's going to get really bad where people are going to be more like glued to their phones, looking down, trying to figure this shit out. And they're going to keep chasing the wrong things. So majority of men are going to keep chasing money, and they're going to keep chasing status, and they're going to keep chasing getting rich and trying to put on all these external shields or these external masks to cover up internal insecurity and passiveness, and it doesn't work that way. So I'm going to tell you this right now. There is no substitute on planet Earth. There is not a single substitute for masculine soul, tone, and temperament. There is no substitute. You need this. You need to embody this. This is internal traits. On my YouTube over the years, I've called this internal high value, but today I'm going to be discussing this at an even deeper level that has never before been seen. The only reason a woman exits away from you, this is the only reason. It's not because of how tall you are. It's not because of how you look. It's not because you don't have the right beard length. It's not because you weren't wearing enough jewelry or you didn't have enough tattoos. That's not why, okay? The only reason a woman exits an interaction with you, the only reason that a woman exits a date with you, the only reason a woman exits a long-term relationship and breaks up with you, or the only reason a woman ends a marriage and then goes and fucks somebody else is because she does not feel your masculine energy. She feels like you are passive. If you are active, and that's why this whole phase is called active masculinity, if you are active and continuously are active and stimulating active masculine soul, tone, and temperament in front of her, she cannot leave you. She is going to grow a massive attachment, and she's going to literally want you to lead her through life. You're the entire portal to her life, and she gets used to serving you and being on your mission. So, very important. Nothing, and I mean nothing, makes up for this. So guys will hit the gym for 15 years and focus on their looks and their dress and how, or not dress, what they're wearing, like their dressing, their clothes, okay? They'll focus on money, they'll focus on status and gaining all this recognition. These things do great to attract women or make you look like a shiny object, but these do nothing to make her feel anything for you. So you can have all of these things, and she sits there and goes, well, I have no feelings. I don't feel anything. So what you have to remember is these things, like looks, money, and status, chasing materialistic success in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to tell you this. If having these things and if acquiring these things, okay, if they help make you feel good, cool. If they help make you feel confident, cool. If they help make you feel like you're worthy, cool, okay? If they help do that. So by you, let's say, lowering your body fat, you feel better about yourself, so you're more talkative, you're more active, you're more penetrative with your energy, cool, do it. If making more money helps you feel more penetrative with your energy, cool, do it. If gaining more status helps you feel more penetrative with your energy, cool, do it. In my personal experience, this does not help at all, okay? This doesn't help, like, this typically does not help men, and here's why. There is no way that you can put on layers of external masks. There is no way you can put on continuous external shields of armor to make up for an internal lack of personality, okay? Nothing makes up for this. Now, everybody's different. Nothing. When I say nothing makes up for this, nothing makes up for the masculine soul, attitude, temperament, and personality. Nothing makes up for it. Now, if these things and acquiring these things helps you get out of your shell and be penetrative, cool, do it. But this is going to vary from person to person. I'm not saying you shouldn't take care of your health and make money and do good in the world and all this shit. Yeah, do it. But just understand that nothing makes up for the internal guts of the man and the soul, okay? So why is this a cheat code? By understanding active masculinity and the soul and the personality. It's a cheat code because here's the boat that 99% of men are in. They are sedated, which means they're just kind of bumbling through life. It's like they're half asleep. They're passive. Their voice is pleasing. Everything about them is pleasing. They're scared to offend anybody. They're super passive, and they feel stuck. So then you have tons of guys. They're in great shape. You know, they pull up to the bar or the club or whatever. They pull up in the BMW. They have everything on paper that says they should be, good enough or blah, blah. They pull up in the BMW, they pull up in the Maserati, they pull up in the fancy car, they look the part. But guess what? They sit on their phone and then they have a drink and then they go home. And they wonder why they can't talk to people, or they wonder, like, the thing is like, when you actually understand the depth of the masculine soul and how she wants to feel penetrated by your energy, like you're a fucking just driving force in life, she cannot help but become attracted to you and stay attracted to you. So you need to get used to commanding attention to you. And this is the one thing that people don't want to do. This is the one thing that people are shy about. This is the one thing that most men are scared to do, is to command attention. I don't care if it's in public. I don't care if it's with a girl you're talking to on the phone. You need to command attention and she needs to feel you. She needs to see physically with proof in her own eyes that you can command attention. It's like you're a planet. You're a planet that's so big with its own like gravitational force. And when she sees that you can captivate people, men and women, two things happen. When she sees you gain the respect of other men, she sees that you're a leader. And when she sees that you gain the attention of women, you are now pre-selected. Okay? If you walk into a bar with two beautiful women and you have one on this arm and one on this arm, you better believe that all 100 women in that bar in that split second are going to be looking at you. Why? Because you demonstrate pre-selection and you're like a big planet with a gravitational force that commands attention. There is nothing that can make up for this. You can't buy this shit. You can't drink this. You can't buy this shit in a bottle. You can't work at your career for 10 years and now think that since you're a boss and a high-level executive that now that's going to translate into your sexual market value with women. No, this is all internal. This is shit you got to pull out of you deep down. And everyone's blessed with it. It's going to be on you to actually pull out that soul that I know that you have. This is what women look for, and there's no substitute for this. Okay, over the next few modules, I am going to be describing active masculinity in comparisons between masculine to feminine in as many nuances and ways as I humanly can, due to the fact that this is shades of gray, right? It's, for some people, they internalize things and they hear things in different concepts, and it has to, like you typically when you're teaching someone something, you have to sometimes word it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ways until they get their one aha moment, and then they go, I get it. Okay? In this module, we're going to be describing penetrative versus receiving. So the first thing that you have to know is you have to know that she wants to be included. When guys approach a girl, or like when guys are even like casually, let's say, seeing a woman, maybe you took her out on 1 or 2 dates, they're constantly wondering, does she want to see me? Does she want to talk to me? Should I invite her? If it's a girl at a bar, a club, a restaurant, a nightlife, a social event, whatever the case may be, guys second guess themselves and go, well, does she want to talk to me? Does she not want to talk to me? How do I know? If she's not attracted to me, well, then I'll look like a fool. No, women are all energy, okay? Her favorite thing to do in life is be included, okay? So by you having the right energy that is penetrative, this is like she's on cloud 9. If she has a penetrative energy force from a man, this makes her happier than a private jet, a private yacht, a brand new Louis Vuitton bag, and all the money in the world in a big house. This is all she wants, is to feel something. She can't feel something until a man actively steps his ass up and decides to make her feel. So that means you have to be active. You have to be penetrative. So what you can do to get around this is you say, hey, she always wants to be included. If there's a pretty girl there, I can talk to her because I know she probably wants to be included in my life because I am bringing the energy and the vibe, the nuance that she's wanting out of life. This gives her maximum fulfillment. What you have to know to understand the penetrative versus the receiving energy is you can't tap into the penetrative energy until you assume authority that any woman that you have desire in, you are willing to express in a way that is socially calibrated, it's penetrative, and you're happy with who you are. That energy is addictive to women. That energy is like drugs or heroin to a woman. She feels that shit and she can't get enough of it. She wants to be included. That means at all times, if you have an opportunity, you bring her into your world. How? How do you do this? You do this by having the right expressive statements. You do this by actually talking what you're actively doing in life, what you are penetratively doing in life. I am going to. These are just a few examples. I'm going to. You see a woman, you say, hey, I am going to go get drinks and I want to have one with you. And we are going to have fun. You understand? It's energy, it's tone, it's vibe. You say, hey, I'm going to do this and you are so goddamn cute, you should come. Okay? It's not even what you say, it's the tone and the energy. It's the fact that you are being penetrative. So anything, like any of these sentences, any of these phrases, I understand this is hard for me to even say because it's not like there's a woman in front of me in dialogue, but stick with me. Anytime you're a man and you are penetratively leading something, I'm going to XYZ. Now you bring the woman into the world. We are going to go XYZ. Take my hand and we are going to go over here and we are going to get a drink. Hey, lady. Hey, cute woman. Hey, pretty girl. Come here with me. You are taking her. You are leading her. Now, does she have the right to say no? Absolutely. And that might happen. But the fact is, if your energy is there with soul and personality, this is the hardest thing for her to say no to. Because she's not even looking at the individual from the exterior. She's looking at you from the internal. Get that energy on point internal. That is the key to all of this. I want to take you here. I want to do this. We are going here. You start directing her. I need this. You're on a date with a girl. You bring her back to her house. Hey, go get me XYZ out of the fridge. Go get me a glass of water. Go get me a cup of coffee. There's already one made. There's already a pot made. Hey, go get this. I need this. Hey, Susan, Sally, Kendra, I need a back rub. Give me the back rub. What you're optimizing for with penetrative energy is you're optimizing for yes compliance. So if you're wondering, how do you do this? How are you penetrative? You are penetrative with your energy by directing her, by telling her what the fuck to do. She wants to be told what to do. She wants to be told where she's going. She wants to be fucking led. That is penetrative energy. So when you do this, okay, how is she entering receiving energy? She does this through yes compliance. All you want her to say is yes, okay, with a smile on her face. You want her to say, okay, excited to see you. You want her to say, I can do that. Yes, I can get you a back rub. Yes, I can go get you a glass of water. Yes, I can go get you a coffee. Yes, I'm willing to go do this. Oh, you have added paperwork from work? Yes, I'm willing to file it for you. Of course, I'd love to do that. Penetrative receiving. It's energy. Women are energy beings. Women are energy creatures. The better your energy, the better your interactions. And this is how it goes. This is the first way I'm going to be breaking down this concept. Okay, in this one, the two comparisons that we're making is the difference between active and passive. What you have to know as a man, okay, because there's a lot of guys who get bitter about this, and there's also a lot of misconceptions where they say, well, I want her to come to me first, or I want her to do all the work, or I want to be of the higher value where she comes to me. Okay, if you're doing that, or if you're abiding by those principles, or if you're living by those mindsets, you are trying to go against the grain of the natural masculine to feminine dynamic. In the beginning, when you are first meeting or seeing a woman, first interaction, first date, first whatever, you have to do all the work. Yes, you do all the work. I'm going to say that one more time. Yes, not only in the beginning do you do more of the work, but you're going to have to do all of the work. Why? Because you're the man. So when you want to talk about effort and all this, that's just how it is. The world is not fair, and this is how it is. You have to do all the work. Yes, this takes energy. That's why I'm calling this active masculinity. This is energy. This is soul energy. Okay? You have to do all the work in the beginning. So active. What are things that are active? I'm going to give you examples. When you meet a woman or when you're talking to a woman, you are suggesting things first. Let's go here. Let's do this. You want to be the guy with a plan. You want to be the guy going somewhere. You are suggesting things first. You also make stuff happen. And you don't have to make stuff happen that is so over the top you're doing jumping jacks and jumping off a plane. What I'm telling you is it's easy shit. Some stuff that I've stuck to, okay, is games. Play a game with her, okay? Thumb war. Baby, if you lose in thumb war, you're buying both of us a drink. Ready? You pin her. Bam. Game. Easy. Laugh. Giggle. Play. Another thing. Bets. I bet you $500 you can't chug all of those. I bet you $500 you cannot eat all 20 of those cherry tomatoes in under 30 seconds. Just start saying and doing shit. You're active. You're making stuff happen. This is not hard. I'm trying to tell you this. This is fun. But you have to let loose and actually have fun. So in the beginning, you have to do all of the work. Now, when you're active, that means you are not boring. You are creating environments, you are creating stimulus, you are creating vibe. You are not boring, you are moving, okay? What is the opposite of this? If you're suggesting things first, her emotions are led to compliance, so she wants to go with you. If you're making stuff happen, she takes the stuff that he made happen and she just gets to enjoy it. Now, granted, her work is on the back end. If she wants to retain you, okay, she's going to have to also put effort in as well. But in the beginning, when you are first meeting a woman, you are actively taking lead. And even throughout the relationship, you are still always actively taking lead. You cannot lose these principles. You need to be a man with soulful, masculine energy that is penetrative in everything that you do. You're creating the vibe. She is enjoying the vibe. So I'm going to tell you this. Never, and I mean never, let a woman watch you sit. When you're sitting, okay, here's what's gonna happen. One too many movie dates, one too many Netflix dates. Even if like you want to try your best to avoid letting a woman watch you sit. So if you try to think about this like evolutionary or biological times of like 500 to 1,000 years ago, the women wanted to watch the men work, okay? When you'd work, you'd build shelter. When you'd work, you'd build houses. When you'd work, you'd go get food, you'd hunt, you'd kill, okay? This is work, this is moving. This is why I told you, masculine is active, active is moving, you're in motion. A man who is sitting, this right here is a threat. Because she's like, oh shit, we might not have firewood for tomorrow. Oh shit, we might not have fucking food. Hey, lazy motherfucker, I want to kick you in the fucking head. That's why when you sit down, a woman hates watching you sit. A woman hates watching you sit. I'll tell this for a million times over. Women do not like you passive. They want to watch you working on something. They want to watch you work exerting energy. They want to actually watch you sweat if you can. Always try to have like raw, primal, like masculine. I'll tell you another story in a second here. Because a lot of the shit, I have had to discover these truths over the past 10 years for myself as well. Never let a woman watch you sit. So, on top of that, when you're working, okay, or when you're moving, she, okay, wants to serve you. If you're working on a big project, it's honey, file this paperwork for me. If you're in the gym and you're lifting with her and you guys are working out together, it's honey, grab me that 25-pound plate. Honey, go get me a glass of water. Baby, do this. Always tell her how and why to serve you. This will help her feel more feminine. The sex is going to be better. She's going to come harder. It's going to be more orgasmic. This is like very addicting energy to a woman. I'll tell you a story. Back when I lived in a different state, I had a boat. Okay, I had a boat and I would go on the river, and sometimes if it was kind of private, sometimes I'd have sex outside on my boat. Okay, this never happened in public. It was only in private. But I'm going to tell you this. When I'm telling you women want to watch you like exert energy and sweat, this goes like so deep into like pheromones, and this goes deep into like whatever the fuck. I would have women say like it's hot, like they would. I've been on a boat, and I know this sounds fucked up, but this is true. I've had women like they've rubbed like their head against my head so they can feel my sweat. I've even post-sex had women, they will like actually like smell me, like even into like my armpits and shit, because when they like watch you like exert energy post-sex, she willingly wants to do these things. Like this is just me sitting there laid back after working my ass off banging her. She feels that, she wants to experience it. So this goes so deep into like it's their hardwiring. They want to experience these things. They want to feel these things. They want to be led. It's active. She's passive. She's receiving your energy. This goes deep through everything. This is how you guys communicate. This is her serving you. This is her going and doing things for you. This is her giving you a back rub. If she starts to do all of those compliance of yeses, then when you get to the bedroom and you say, baby, put your fucking ass up so I can dig you out from the back, she willingly goes into doggy style quickly because she knows that's what you want. When you fuck up the dynamic, she goes, no, I'm not in the mood. Okay? The dynamic has to be on point at all times or she loses her feminine energy. Keep this in mind. This is the difference between active and passive. Okay, in this module of the entire phase called active masculinity, I'm going to be making another comparison, and that would be bold versus timid. So bold and being bold is always the man or the masculine. So I'm going to put masculine here. This is the masculine. So one of the laws or one of the rules, for example, in the book 48 Laws of Power, is enter all action with boldness. Okay, I'm going to add something to that. In my opinion, enter all action and even conversation with boldness. So once again, these are inverse relationships. If you are entering any sort of conversation, any sort of dynamic, it's like you as the masculine, you're exerting your will of energy into the world. You're entering that action and conversation with boldness. On opposite, the feminine, okay, is the timid. Now, some of you are going to say, well, I know some women who are more assertive or blah, blah, blah. Yes, that's true, but for the most part, what you're going to notice is when the man is acting properly in his masculine energy, the woman will naturally be receptive in her feminine energy. So even the strongest, most toughest of assertive masculine women, when they are around the right man that they find attractive, they are going to typically fall into their feminine nature, their feminine dynamic. So what you're going to notice is if you enter conversation or action with boldness and you are the bold masculine one or the bold masculine dynamic leading, you'll notice she will go quiet and listen. She's not going to be talking very much. What she's doing, as she's not talking very much, is she's going to be receiving your energy, receiving your words, and that's because she is in the passive frame. So notice, active is masculine, passive is feminine. She's receiving, okay? She's passive. She's receiving your energy. So you will notice if you talk very confidently, if you have the right energy, if you have the right tone when you're with women, they will just oftentimes go mute and sit there and smile and listen because she's being almost like validated off your words. She's getting high off of your words. This is making her open up to you and feel feminine. So this is first. Bold is active, active is masculine, passive, timid, feminine. This is first. Okay, second. The second thing you want to do to have the correct boldness is your vocal tone. You need to speak with 100% conviction. So watch this. When I say you need to speak with 100% conviction, do you notice the conviction in my voice? I very much could resort to a shell passive state. I could go, guys, you have to have your vocal tone with 100% certainty and 100% conviction. But notice how timid that sounds. It's timid, right? Timid. That would be the feminine. Women hate that. This is why women don't like men who appear very passive, very beta. They're not leading. Okay, vocal tone 100% has to be with conviction. What you will notice is that when you talk that way, she naturally will be very timid and very shy. So what will happen is she will be shy, she will act coy, and she will be timid. But you will notice she's not doing this in a way where she wants you away from her, like don't talk to me. She's doing this in a way where she's trying to appear, or she is naturally falling into a hyper feminine state. She seems bashful, she will seem coy, she will seem shy, okay? Next, okay, you need to be far less fearful with all social interaction and or confrontation than the woman. The only way you can protect her is if you demonstrate through boldness. Right? The only way you can protect a woman is if you slowly demonstrate through boldness that you are a man. You are who you say that you are. Now, here's where most guys go completely wrong, especially on dates and especially on like first dates and things of that nature. What you have to do, or how you know a woman is liking you, is she will let you do all of the talking. And I mean like all, okay? This is the biggest misconception and the biggest issue with most dating content that you see is dating, other dating content or other people will oftentimes tell you, go on dates or when you're sitting with women, ask her a lot of questions so it seems as if you're taking interest in her. Okay, women do not want to be the focus or the focal point. She wants you to be the focal point, which is why you have the masculine frame and she wants to be brought into your world. Okay, you will notice if she has to spend a lot of time talking about herself, her arousal is going to decrease. It needs to, the conversations, the interactions, the dynamic, it needs to be all about you. Me, me, me. Call it whatever the fuck you want. Call it selfish, call it self-centered, call it narcissistic. When you lean into this, it's everything you like. I like this. Me. I want this. Do this. Okay? So let me just give you an example. When you are less fearful with all social interactions and or confrontation than the woman, she's naturally going to get shy. As she's shy, she appears coy. As she's coy, she's bashful, but she wants to be with you. You're going to notice her body language is very receptive to you. She might even sit or stand closer to you. So, what you want to do to make sure you're doing this right is you make sure you are doing the talking. You are doing the leading. You are sitting there in your frame leading these interactions. She will let you do all of the talking, and I mean like all of it. She maybe will reply with like 1 or 2 word answers and just sit there and smile, and you're going to sit there and go, if you were to sit there and you go, why aren't you talking? She would say, I'm just listening. I know, no, keep going. I like when you talk. That's how she's going to sound. She's going to sound that way because you're making it all about you. A woman doesn't want to even have a sense of identity or personality in oftentimes these conversations. They are the receiver. They are the passive sex. She wants to take your energy, conform to basically your conversation. She'll start to take on your worldview. It's like she adapts to your energy. She's the passive. She's the receiving. This is how she wants it to be. So notice these things can get very complex and very wordy the more I talk about them. What I'm doing is I'm just giving demonstrations of polar opposites. So what I'm doing is I'm taking 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8 modules, and I'm saying the same thing but in different ways so it clicks. In this example, I'm doing the comparison between bold and timid. Bold is the masculine, timid is the feminine. Active, passive, driving force in life, receiving force in life. This is the dynamic between the masculine and the feminine. Okay, in this module we were talking about the driving force in life, which is the masculine, and we were talking about the receiving force in life, which is the feminine. These last modules I'm going to be speaking a little bit softer because these are just general concepts once again. In order for any of this whole process I'm about to show you in the future as you go through this program to make sense, you have to understand the base principles of the masculine to the feminine dynamic, or else you will never be able to actually show and put into action the discrepancy in sexual market value, which is the only thing that matters. So driving force in life means that you need to get selfish, and this is just basically an overall overarching concept. Everything is all about you. When you are with a woman, it is all about you. When I say get selfish with your time. Okay, if you're working a lot and you're trying to, let's say, level up your life, you tell the woman, hey, here's one of the things I'll do. I'd say, don't text me between 8 a.m. 3 p.m. because I'm doing X, Y, Z. Instantly selfish with your time. You say, hey, only come over at this time. You say, be ready at this time for me to get you because my time's limited. Whatever the case may be, get selfish. It's all about you. If you guys are sleeping together in bed, it's I want this, okay? I like this. You're going to notice if you even... everything when you're leading, the positions you want, everything, if you guys are sleeping together, you make it all about you. It's all about your pleasure. What's funny about women is the more you make it all about you, what you want in bed, what you want out of life, they like you more, they come harder because she's receiving your energy and what you want, okay? And they genuinely start to want you. So the motto that I always say, or the quote that I like to say, and I didn't get this from anyone, this is purely me, a woman looks for a man who says, this is the way. This is what she's looking for. We are doing this, we are going this way, this is how we're doing it, this is what we're doing, no ifs, ands, or buts. My yes means yes, my no means no. Don't ask me again means don't ask me again. She is looking for a man to say this is the way. If you are that driving force, she naturally turns into the receiving force. So she starts to get the subconscious and psychological perspective that is, I serve him, therefore I trust him. Because I serve him, because he's telling me what to do, he must be looking out for me. He must be looking out for my best interest. Now I feel safe with him. Now I feel protected with him. Now I love him. Now I want to have sex with him. Now I want to have his kids. This is how these things unfold in a woman's brain. Women literally do not want to have to think. They will do it if they have to, but they don't like it and they don't fucking enjoy it. They do not enjoy it, that's for sure. They want to literally sit back. They want to turn their brain off. They want to make sure the man has everything taken care of. whether that's physically, whether that's from a state of protection, whether that's from a state of provisioning, whether that's from a state of making sure everything is good. If she's at a social event, she wants to be with a man who's looking after her. A woman just wants to feel safe and secure. So she wants a man who is in the driving force in life, or who is a driving force in life. And this is what I'm telling you. Everything, and I mean everything that you do, needs to come from a place of passion and strength. The job you are in and the career you're in dictates the energy levels that you have in a day. The energy levels that you have in the day dictates your conviction within your words. The conviction in your words translates into when you ask that girl for her phone number, or when you say, this is how we're doing things, or when you say, hey, you need to do this, or you need to help me do laundry because I'm swamped with work. You are literally telling her what to do. She likes it, especially when she has that high attraction to you and you guys have unfolded naturally. She wants to be the receiving force in life. There's nothing that turns a woman on more. This, once again, is the dynamic between the driving force in life, which is active, which is masculine. This is the receiving force in life, which is passive, which is feminine. It is a synergistic dynamic. It is opposites, and this is how the relationship cohesion needs to unfold. Okay, this module is titled In Motion versus Relaxed and Flowing. So this is going to be the last comparison that I'm making. And I didn't write these ones out because I want to kind of just talk through this. So a man who is active, or a man who is in motion, is an attractive man to a woman. Okay, so I'm going to break this down in basic, like primal principles. In motion means that you are doing. So if you go back 1,000 years when times were tough, a man who just sat there stationary was a liability to a woman. When he's sitting there in a fixed position, he's not moving. So a woman wants to see a man work. A woman wants to see a man sweat. A woman wants to see a man at the end of the day physically exhausted. Okay, and a woman wants to see a man work, okay, with like a goal. So like when I say work with a goal, she wants to see you're in motion, which means you're moving, you're doing. Working in motion, this way back, if this was evolutionary times, it would be hunting. Okay, it would be building shelter. Okay, it would be, working. Maybe it would be negotiating, bartering, trading, things of that nature. You basically do not want to be stagnant. So I'll give you an example of what this translates into modern day time. If you're at a bar, if you're at a house party, if you're at a social event, in motion means you are talking. Okay, you are actively. In motion means you're talking. You are actively meeting people. If she sees you're actively meeting people, you are now introducing yourself first. So if you're introducing yourself first, this now shows balls because you have confidence. Like, this is the overall energy a woman wants. A woman never wants to see a man as shy, timid, or passive. And to operate from this energy, and I'm not talking about like right now in the moment, I'm talking about general concepts. Like if you take the next 365 days of your life, the next year, and you say, hey, I'm going to be in motion at all times. I'm going to be meeting people. I'm the center of attention. I'm going somewhere. I'm building something. I'm a driving force in life. It's just the overall energy a woman wants to see. And she wants to see it translate into everything. Okay, she wants to see it translate into your work, your hobbies, your career, your passions, your fitness life. She's going to want to see this intertwined in your social life. Even a lot of times guys, they'll get kind of mad or frustrated or jealous if like a guy who's super drunk and loud at a bar is the one who gets to take the pretty girl home and have sex with her. But if you look at what he's doing, okay, number one, he's probably drunk. Okay, so if he's drunk, like take this step by step with me. If he's drunk, that means his attention and focus is not on her. He's being a loudmouth. Well, if it's not on her, that means he's the center of his own world. He's the center of his own attention. That's attractive to a woman. Another thing is if he's drunk or he's fucking around with people, she can see that he probably needs to be nurtured. Naturally, she's going to want to be with him, and she's going to want to be with him as he gets sobered up. So like little things like that, even like a lot of times, this is why if you watch a guy who is dating a girl and he's at the bar drunk, you'll watch her just follow him around the whole bar the whole time. And if she can't get his attention, her arousal just keeps going up and up and up. Why? Because it looks like a man with a mission, in motion, doing something, going places, not making her the focus. That's why I keep telling you, me, me, me. It needs to all be about you. She doesn't want the attention on her at all. She wants to be the one she's giving her attention to, which is you. This is how you have the right dynamics. So the opposite of in motion would be relaxed and flowing. The only way a woman can feel relaxed and flowing is if you're in your masculine energy. So notice, since I'm telling you the feminine is the passive, or it's the receiving sex, or it's the passive, it's the timid, it's the receiving sex, the only way somebody can be passive is if something okay, if a car is sitting stationary, parked, the only way it can be passive or sitting there is if actively the semi rams into the side of the car as it's parked in the parking lot, bam. The way it passively was like, I'm trying to make an analogy, the way it's passively sitting there is only if the semi actively hits it first. What I'm telling you is you need to be the active one to initiate this stuff first. She's never going to be passive and in her feminine energy unless you're in your masculine energy. This is why I'm telling you the masculine is the active driving force in life that has to initiate first. If you do that, she naturally relaxes into a feminine state. So this is the difference between in motion energy, which is active and masculine, and relaxed and flowing energy, which is passive and feminine. Okay, another overarching concept that I think every man needs to live by if you want to attract women is you need to always be moving. A man in a high energy state, or a man who has lots of energy, is attractive because it shows he's able. The more able you are, the more capable. Okay, so when I say always be moving, I'm going to give you an example of what the most unattractive thing a man could do. The most unattractive thing that a man could do, if you want to sit down, let's say you're going to sit down, you're going to smoke. Let's say you're going to smoke weed and you're going to play video games. Sitting, P for passive. Smoking, P for passive. Video games, P for passive. This is why when women see these things on an extended basis especially, they say they get the ick. That's their internal biology turning them off, or making sure they're turned off, because they understand that this is passive, weak energy. Okay? As a man, you need to always be moving. And I'm not just saying moving around physically, like you're in motion. What I mean by even like, look how I did in motion. I'm moving my hands when I talk. You're doing your work life, your career, your social skills, your body, you're moving. You take care of yourself. You're fit, you're able, you're capable. You're never stagnant. You're never passive. You're always on the go. Well, if you're always on the go and you say, let's say you're dating a girl named Sally. You say, hey, Sally, I got to get lunch with Tom at work, and then I got to hit the gym with Frank afterwards, and then I'm going to this... there's two singers that I've been listening to that are playing at this event, and Frank wants to go with me after the gym, and then I'll be home by 9 o'clock and we can hang out for 45 minutes. Do you see how now she's not the center, so you have little time for her? You're in motion. That is hyper masculine. That is strong. That is powerful. This is what women like. So masculine is in motion. Feminine is receiving. So I'm going to give you an example. The penis, okay, so I'm telling you this, the reason why I translate this back to sex is because all energy is sex energy. When you wake up, the clothes you wear, the outfits you pick, the things you do, the things you put your time into, in some way, shape, or form, a lot of it is sexual energy that you are demonstrating in life to hopefully attract the mate that you want. And this goes into everything, from the way you cut your hair, the way you speak, anything. It's sex energy. The penis is in motion. You are moving when you're having sex. The penis moves. The penis does the moving. The penis does the fucking. Okay? On the opposite side of that, the vagina is receiving. Well, the vagina, she could just lay there and not move at all, and you could still have sex. Why? Because you are doing the work. You're in motion. You are energetically moving. The penis is in motion, okay? The penis has to move. The vagina is receiving. That means the vagina takes. The vagina is sitting there. It's passive. It's sitting. This even goes so far, man. This goes so deep. Even the sperm. Does the sperm swim to the egg or does the egg come to the sperm? No, the egg sits there, passive. The egg waits. The egg takes the sperm's energy, and then the egg is able to be fertilized. But notice, who did all the work? The person who did all the work was the sperm. The balls, the sex energy. A man has to be in motion. It all comes down to sex. Like this, all energy is sex energy. So always be moving. Okay, this is a very easy concept to understand because in a couple modules I'm going to be showing you what this actually looks like in real life. What I'm going to be showing you is this. When you're interacting with women, there's three things you look at. You are loud, okay? You're active, and you do the last thing that's most important is you embody attention. Let me explain to you very briefly how each of these work, and then I'm going to show you how this plays out in real life. This is not just when you're in front of a woman, this is everything about you. So let's start with like the word active. I'm obviously in very good shape. A woman can see that I'm active. But also, like right now on my YouTube channel, I have over 2,000 videos. She can see I am in motion. It doesn't matter if I was talking about dating, business, fitness, if I had a car channel where I go and drive sports cars, doesn't matter. If she sees 2,000 videos on my YouTube channel, I'm active. If she sees I'm at a bar or an event and I'm talking to a bunch of different people and they all are receiving me well, active. Okay, you're active. Grab the barbell and lift, active. Go for a run, go for a hike, active. So there's three things that make up the man that a woman wants to see. Loud equals confident. Women cannot tell differences. They can only, a lot of times they can only tell tone. It's not even the words you're saying, it's how loud and how confident and how convicted you are with it. So I'll give you an example. It's not hi, nice to meet you, it's hi, nice to meet you. Do you understand? That is the confidence that she's looking for. The first is loud, okay? The second is active. She needs to see that you're active. The last is you embody attention. Wherever you go, you need to embody attention. You need to captivate based off your look, okay, your style. A lot of times if I walk down the street and I go out, a lot of times I'm the only one in a tank top that looks like this. Why? Because it's my style. I'm embodying attention my way, okay? You have a look. How else do you embody attention? You do it with your voice. You project voice, okay? It might be through career, right? If you're advertising all over and you have billboards all over, like she can just see your embodying attention. If you go out and you're at a social event and you're talking to everyone, you embody attention. You are the center. If you are the center of attention, you have frame. She now sees a world that she wants to come into. These are the three things that are very important. Loud is active. Active means that she can see you physically, mentally, everything about you is active. You are moving, you're in motion. Last is you embody attention. When you walk into a room, people look. When you walk into a room, you have attitude and demeanor, people notice. This is the hidden combination not a lot of men understand, and in a couple modules, I will show you what this actually looks like in real life. And yes, you can do this without super good looks, you can do this without a lot of money, and you can do this without status. And I'm going to show you, I have the best example because I have friends that are very good with women. They come from all walks of life, and I will show you exactly what this plays out, what this looks like and how this plays out in real time. Okay, this module is titled Remove All Passiveness and Shyness. I'm going to tell you this. To women, there is nothing more anti-seductive, anti-arousing, and anti-attractive other than shyness. Shyness equals passiveness, and passiveness equals feminine. For those of you who are scared of your own shadow or in your shell and you can't talk or feel suffocated and suppressed, here's the best way I can tell you to get over it. It literally doesn't exist. What happens is men have an old fixed identity of themselves, so they think if I've been shy in the past, that means I'm a shy person. And then when you identify as a shy or a passive person, you carry that identity with you. Now, the problem is that your brain has all of this recognition of the past 500 to 1,000 interactions that you've had over the past 5 years that you've been shy with. Well, that doesn't actually make sense in the future with people that you meet, because the future people that you meet have no fucking clue. They have no fucking clue what your personality is. So like, the same goes with approaching or talking to women. If you got rejected 100 times in a row, the 101st girl doesn't know that 100 girls prior rejected you. So if you bring the right energy and vibe, she might say yes. But the problem is if you carry the energy from the 100 rejections in the past, you're going to be screwed. You will stop being shy the day you tell yourself, I'm not shy. So if you decide right now, hey, I'm going to go to the supermarket, I'm going to talk to somebody new, I'm going to go to a bar, I'm going to go to a restaurant, and I'm just going to say hi with a smile, and I'm going to say my name is, they're going to automatically think you're confident. So that's how this works. People can't tell. So the best way to remove all shyness and passiveness, if you've been more of a passive person who's very laid back, you just have to tell yourself it doesn't exist and that there is a better way. So that's it. Just remember it does not exist. You have to kind of get over that mentally, and the only way to do it is to tell yourself it doesn't exist, because truthfully it doesn't. It's all up here, and you have to trust me on that. That's why I'm making these videos. Okay, there's only one way I can actually show you what this looks like in real life. So I was at a golf event. It was here in Arizona. It was called the Waste Management, and I was with my friend Seth. So everyone got there at about 8 a.m. I rolled out of bed way too late, and I got there at probably like 11 o'clock. But I'm so glad I got there at the time that I did, because as soon as I saw this go down, I walk over to my friend group and I see Seth doing this. It was just a perfect example of what like actual active masculinity looks like. Now, I'm going to go through all of these photos, and I'm just going to show you what all of these look like. So I roll up, okay, I get to this golf event, and this golf event is like a massive party where it's like, it's golf, but it's not like classy golf. It's like everybody gets hammered, they have a great time, there's parties, there's girls all over, girls get dressed up. What Seth did, he could have captivated any woman's attention right there in the stands, and he literally could have had any of them, because I'm going to show you just numerous pictures. So first off, let's put up this video right here. It is 28 seconds.
Stick. Oh my God.
Okay, so I get there and I'm watching this on my phone. He is way back here carrying these. He's the one with the shirt off way back, jumping up and down, and he's doing the cup stack for the fans. Every woman on this entire side, I mean, he has a shirt off, he's yelling, he's loud. He's going, stack them, one more. Okay, he stacks 200 cups in the sky. This is the first video that I'm going to show you what active masculinity actually looks like in real life, okay? This is the first video. The second video that I'm going to show you, it's 7 seconds. This is him stacking this. This is Seth. I mean, this was going on for probably 45 minutes. Every girl in the whole stands wanted him because he's screaming. He's the center of attention. I'll show you a couple more photos. So first off, to prove to you how every girl is looking at him, I'm going to put up this picture where he's pouring the drink on himself with his cup stack. If we zoom in and you see this girl's face right behind him, when I tell you every girl in the stands was looking at him that way, I literally mean every girl. Now, to take this even a step further, this photo here, I mean, the dude was posing, enjoying himself the whole time, but to take this a step further, the girl right here, okay, that you can see turned to the back, that he's looking at in the black suit right here, she's the one with her back turned. You can see, like, I'll just point it, I'll put an arrow on the screen right now so you can actually see her. That's his girlfriend. He's not giving her attention. All the other girls are looking at him. He's creating active masculinity. He's loud. You can see he's yelling over there, talking to her. The dude had it on point. When I tell you any girl in the stands he could have taken any of them home, he could have. He had women asking him for Snapchat, for Instagram, for phone numbers. These women were approaching him first. He was the celebrity. He was Leonardo DiCaprio right then and there in that split second. Now, after that hour, he was back to normal. But right there in the moment, when I'm telling you they want a man in motion, there's multiple ways to do this, and he captivated the whole room. He became the whole center of attention. He was loud. He was outgoing. Here's the most important thing. He was fun. He wasn't starting drama with the other men. He was including the other men. He was the leader of the pack. He was including the other men. He was stacking the cups. He was fun. He embodied the attention, and he brought the vibe. He brought the happy vibe. He was leading. He was a leader in that moment. Everybody wanted him. So this is important. I'll show you a picture from a couple hours later. We're all sitting there having a good time, enjoying each other. But that's what active masculinity looks like. Now keep in mind, everyone's saying looks, money, status. Seth is probably like 5'9", 5'10". So it's not like he's 6'5". No one knew him. No one knew if he only had $20 to his name or 20 million to his name. No one knows. To take this a step further, Seth, like, no one knows the occupation. So when everyone says, oh, looks, money, status, in this instance, no one could even see this. No one knew anything about him, but he captivated everyone, and it was attractive to the women. Seth is actually an attorney. He's an attorney. He's a lawyer. Now, the girls didn't know that. The girls didn't give a fuck. What the girls cared about is he was fun and he brought the vibe. Women, if you're attracting women on the front end, we're going to be talking about front end game in a little bit down the road, but you will see the vibe and pumping their emotional state. This is what they lean into. This is active. This is loud. This is not passive. This is masculine. He created the right dynamic. And the girlfriend had physical proof. She watched all the other girls want him. She knew she was with a winner in that moment. He captivated the attention. This was key. This is what it actually looks like in real life.